these Sentinel glyphs because they're the most damaging out of everything that I've got. I think it's a 1.25 multiplier on damage by using these glyphs. That took a huge amount off. I know I wait for a while just to see whether it'll actually manage to do something different, and it doesn't happen. I mean, he's got two modes of travel. I love how he switches between them and just starts waving after you, just back here, you pesky, and then he just chunks it away, and he can't do anything in this state. He's got nothing to do. You can just let him bear down on you and have one last frenzied fight to the finish as he smacks you into the ground. Him and his wheelchair is defeated. It was great, the last moment of that. Him bringing down his arm, me frantically trying to paint the last bit onto his chest. Very much a mutual respect leading to mutual internal hemorrhaging. Think Snake and Ocelot synchronized punching. That sort of momentous occasion to it. But there's no heart from here. And quickly stick the audio back on. That's the last time we'll see this chamber, so that's the end of that. Patriarch gave him to us as practice, as a necessity. We had to kill him. So, but he's disabled. He flails around, but he has none of the embarrassment. That's what many disabled people end up in, that sort of situation. They go through their lives from the start of their disablement with quite a significant amount of ill feeling towards it, and having people see them in such a vulnerable state. But after a while they get hardened to it and it doesn't affect them anymore, and that's where he's in. He's just a vulnerable old man, and there you go, indicating that it's gone past the 94th unit of the cycle and there are no further attacks on the sisters. The witch hunt has ended. So yeah, I don't think calling Patriarch pathetic or any words to that effect is fair, because that's all he can do and he's making the best of it. You have to respect it, I guess. Going in here, just because I happen to stumble into this little alcove once more. A close. It's a close. In America you call it a cul-de-sac, which is a French word, so what the hell are you thinking? The pangolin is still taking up the centerpiece of the chamber quite nicely. And there are now a lot of critters. You may be able to see that, scurrying around on these branches. Just show you a little bit of development in the chambers that you've already defeated. The ones with the giant predators particularly. I mean, the one with the worm doesn't actually have anything new, it just gets some sprigs, so it's not very exciting. But pangolin and triton definitely become quite unusual. I will go through a lot of old chambers, just a quick recap, remembrance area of all the parts of the void that I'm about to destroy. Next episode. Managed to get it staying still. It's basically just pot luck, and I'm going to use the bait. No, I'm not. I've completely forgotten how to use the bait, so I'm going to quickly go to the journal and see if I can find out. Because we're all fallible. Especially recording programs. So there we go. And the last time I tried to do this, it worked horribly, and I made a complete mockery of myself and lost myself a lot of colour. So I'm going to do it properly this time. Put just enough to attract them from most areas of it. Have them all line up. Wait away from the droplet until the glyph breaks down and they start feeding on that one. And then you can get them all in a row. I can't see them, but I'm pretty sure that there are some more elsewhere in the chamber. Sometimes they're slightly too far away. Ooh, there's a colour on those leaves, yes! I didn't have to show off that bonus video. It's in a much more localised area, which I've never seen happen before. So that's a nice thing to include.
You're almost depleted. You're dying.
Yeah, sometimes they can't arrive at the Bakecliff quite in time for you to feed them with it. Not too much problem though. Screwing this up entirely. I've put some amber in some wrong place. Okay, where am I off to next? Back to the garden? It's full of stuff. I'm going to skip this out and just fade straight back into the void, because you've already seen me collect all that. Although I was talking over it and the time probably passed like a pleasant breeze on a warm summer's day, lying in a field. The horse stands over you, looks at you quizzically. You pat it on the nose, and it just wanders off. And it all just seems so natural, but mankind was never supposed to associate itself that strongly with all the beings around it. That sort of trust and bond of friendship with the animal kind has been built up over centuries. You have no idea how fortunate you are that you can do such a thing, and yet at the time it just seems like the most normal thing in the world. What the heck? Right, so cycle 30 is when things start happening, and I wasn't entirely sure when things would actually start happening during cycle 30, because the cycle is quite long, so I'm just going to skip ahead a lot.
Amber, silver, crimson.
And I've headed down here, and I'm going to sit around here for the rest of the cycle. The rest of this episode, really. Because I just want to,
You're almost depleted. You're dying.
Next episode, I want to start at the bottom and work my way to the top, collecting as much as I can, because there'll be a lot to do. It will take a lot of effort. For now, I'm just keeping myself alive without any knowledge of when, during the cycle, things will actually start happening. Just, sitting around waiting, getting a bit
You're
pensive.
almost depleted. You're dying. You're wasting nerva from your hearts.
I mean, this sort of movement shouldn't really be done. There are things I could be doing other than this.
You don't have enough colour inside you. You'll die as soon as you leave this chamber.
There we go. And Gorvia finally decides to talk to us. What could he have to say?
Young one, you're close to waking the sleeper, returning his life and color. Perhaps color really returned for you. If you really can't keep color, let it be so. Grow color while it's coming, but don't leave this void. You've become the strongest of us, so be a keeper for the Creator. Leave the sisters alone. They're tempting us. That's the role they play. Live with what you have, and don't dream of a better world. It's up to you to decide, my boy. But I won't give you the heart of breakthrough of my own free will.
Oh no! The last person that's actually on our side has the heart of breakthrough, and we're going to have to kill him. In fact, he's come to us looking for a fight. He's accepted us though. He knows that we can't help but convert colour, and he's fine with that. He just wants us to be strong, to prove our strength against him if need be. He's like a father suddenly showing some amount of understanding that his son is gay, except he's not too happy about us then trying to murder him, as was our intention from the start, really. So obviously he's going to fight back. Wouldn't you do? This is nothing against gay people. It's just if someone tries to kill you, you fight them back, right? I'd hope so.
Violet, vibrant, chameleon of colors, mysterious tale, lair of the arcane. Come to my goal, aid in my vengeance. Battling a hideous, wicked, unfamiliar foe, help me. By lies and deceit, the one who challenges my righteousness shall die. The one who watched me in hope of exposing my weakness, be blind. His color shall fail, his hammer shall fall, his voice shall quiver. Formidable azure, approaching storm, bringer of death, searing whip, executioner's blade, open to the heart of thy lowly servant. To the one approaching as storm, cutting as axe, rising as death, to me praying to thee, answer. My foe to the